King Cyrus, emperor of the Persian Empire, is said to have known the name of every soldier in his army. Considered the fact that he had 10,000 immortals that constituted a smaller part of his army, this is quite the feat. Lucius Cornelius Scipio, a consul of Rome around 259 BC, could name every citizen of Rome, which was estimated to have around 200,000 citizens at the time. The king Mithridates, who reigned over 22 nations of different languages, could speak to each nation in their native tongue. Charmidas, a Greek citizen, could deliver by heart the contents of all the books that anyone could call out to him from any library, word for word. How did these people become walking libraries? You're probably also wondering how you can learn this skill and use it. In this short video series, I'll be teaching you the same kind of techniques that these people used, and I'll be showing you how they apply to different situations such as music. At the end of the video series, I'll walk you through learning the chord progressions of a jazz standard. Now, are these memory feats completely realistic? Probably not. Ancient historians were known to exaggerate just a little bit. But this skill was evidently highly valued back then, and it should still be today. So how did people start learning this skill of memory? Well, it goes back to a man named Simonides of Chaos. He was a Greek lyrical poet who you may know from the story of the 300 Spartans at Thermopylae. The epitaph that was written of the battle afterwards reads, "Tell them in Lacedaemon, passer-by, that here, obedient to their word, we lie." Simonides is also renowned for his invention of a system of mnemonics called the method of Loki. The story of how he invented it goes like this. Simonides was attending a feast with a large host of guests sitting around a banquet table. During the course of the feast, he was beckoned to come outside by two young men. After doing so, the roof of the dining hall collapsed, killing everyone still inside the building. The collapse had mangled the bodies of the guests so much that they could not be visually identified. However, Simonides was able to identify them according to their location around the table because he found he could easily remember where everyone was sitting. From this experience, he realized there was a connection between his spatial memory and his ability to recall the names of all the guests. He used this connection to encode other kinds of information into remembered physical locations he was familiar with. He termed this the method of Loki, or location. This was around 500 BC, and it was the first time in which such a method was created and named. The concept of spatial memory harkens back much farther to prehistory, making its origins almost impossible to pinpoint. One of the earliest examples of spatial memory techniques hails from Africa with a device known as the lukasa. This is an object that has carvings or objects placed on it in different arrangements according to what is to be recorded. Nobles in African tribes would learn the meanings of the different objects, such as beads and shells, that were connected to different people, places, and things. So powerful is this technique that entire histories and lineages were memorized. There are other examples of similar techniques in different ancient civilizations all throughout the world. It seems that memory techniques are not so much invention as much as they are discovery of the way we naturally and most effectively remember things. Now you might be thinking, how in the world can you apply this to music? Well, you'll just have to keep watching the videos to find out.